Hey y'all! How is everyone? I am great. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is A. Michelle Harleston. I'm going to be your host for about an hour, hour and a half, however much time we have left. And I want to thank you for sharing your school with us today. But before we begin the program, on behalf of myself and everyone with the Garden City Project, we want to offer a moment of silence in remembrance of Astoria Sherelle Lucas. Thank you. May her departure from this earth serve as a reminder for all of us to share love and to shun the senseless agenda. Our condolences go out to the Lucas family, Astoria's friends, her teammates, this school, the East Nashville community, and our beloved city of Nashville. Because when one of us hurts, we all should hurt. Same as if one of us is joyous, we should all be joyous. Because that's what communities, that's what they're made for. With that being said, I want to welcome you to the Garden City Project for Child Abuse Prevention. It's okay, you can clap. In the United States, let's listen to these statistics really, really quick. In the United States, 4 out of 5 children are abused every day. Look at where you're sitting. There's more than 5 seats there. So 4 out of 5 of those people next to you could potentially be abused. That's bad, right? That's horrible. It's horrible. But what can we do about it? We can tell. If you're being abused, say something. Say something. If you know someone is being abused, say something. Say something. That is the only way that we could save people, and we could stop the people that are doing it. That's bad, you guys, you know? I mean, I don't know if you guys are really taking that in. Your family members, your friends, your loved ones can be abused. But you have to speak up, you have to say something. Right now, we're going to go into interviews.
Well, I guess I think that it's a very sad thing to me. Mm-hmm. To me, it's sad that somebody can hurt a human being, regardless of their age or any way of what they are, because they can.
Mm. And like children, they're so innocent and pure. To put that on them is it's horrible. It's a crime worthy of like jail time just spent being told that you did something wrong. Maybe themselves being harmed. Normally you're told if you're bullied that there's problems going on worse at home, and that's why they're treating you cruelly. But to harm another person is something that we shouldn't do, because there's so many more things you can do rather than, if you're having a hard time, rather than hurting someone, you can go to someone and talk about it. My sister's best friend when we were younger, I found out that her father was a known sexual abuser to the daughter, and actually before they could take him to court, he killed himself. So he had problems, and then he put those problems onto his daughter because he was just confused and bad, and he hurt his daughter for what he was feeling.
Probably. I mean, I know anytime I hear something terrible that it kind of affects me and hurts me, so I think could affect a lot of people.
Definitely, because there's always relations too. I mean, someone can be harmed and then you can relate to that in certain ways, and it will affect a community. Something so drastic and horrible as that will always, it'll make everyone go quiet because it's just too hard to bear.
I think if there was a gateway to talk to somebody.
Yeah. Or maybe even just having a bunch of things just put up, like posters, or having just buildings dedicated to talking about it and talking about the horrors of either being sexually abused or people who have the urges to do it. I mean, it is a thing in the brain, and they need to talk about it, because if they don't talk about it, they're going to do it. And it's horrible, and they need to get out of their mindset and their mind frame. A lot of times you can see it in their face when they act sad, or when they are just, when something happens. Like, say you're put into a situation where there's a dominating person, and you can see from a person's physical, like what they do physically, if they start shutting down, or if they start changing, or if they just completely go off and you don't see it, you're like, why are you acting different? That can be a sign for them to say, well, this has happened to me. I've been put into a situation in my past that is just going over and over in my mind, and this has brought back those memories. Or even just like seeing when someone's sad and asking them why, asking them like, what can I do to help? And normally people will come out and say it, or normally it just takes a lot of talking to get it out.
And a lot of those people also keep a lot of things to themselves and don't open up because they're ashamed of it and feel like it's wrong and that they're at fault. Yes, yes.
Definitely Fatima, she was able to see it, and everywhere she went she could see that there was something wrong. And the most important for me was how she took action. She made her wishes, she helped, she persuaded, she tried to, she just kept trying and trying and trying. It wasn't like she just gave up when she was like, well, I can't help you. She actually went for it. She wanted to help save lives, she wanted to help people, and she wanted to talk about it, she wanted to talk through it. It was just, she had a kind heart and she cared. I think that was really important.
I agree. I think that the fact that Fatima was able to be more open-minded and just listen and talk to the person and not judge them made the person very comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much in this, whether you've been sexually abused or whether you haven't been. It opens your mind to the whole spectrum of it, even if you're completely unaware of that this even happens in society. This will definitely help you be able to identify it, and then even just address it if you see it.
And it goes through the smaller things that we don't even know are child abuse too. Well, I'd say tell somebody that they trust and kind of open up so that somebody that they trust will tell someone else, or go to somebody that can help and fix it.
Talking.
Yeah.
Talking it out. Like, example being the young man who ended up like committing suicide. He was said when he was put in a situation where he was uncomfortable, he was so visibly uncomfortable that his friend was like, oh wow, this is actually happening, there's something wrong, and he had known what was wrong, and he was able to talk to him. When you see a kid like Winston was sad, depressed, and you could tell, like physically, and so the way that they addressed that was his friend DJ was able to like actually say, what's wrong, like what's the matter, and being able to do that and just helping. You can see it in your friend. If you actually are friends with that person, you'll be able to tell when something's wrong. I mean, it takes a lot of strength and bravery and courage, but you and maybe even friends go up to them and try and be friends. And I know it's really hard to be friends, or like at least just talk to someone you don't know. But going up, sitting down, or even if you see them like after lunch and you didn't do anything, and being able to say, hey, we have this class together, hey, I recognize you, and trying to just start small talk and then getting further and further, knowing them, just helping them, even if that you see them like drop something, and just picking it up and being like, hi, and introducing yourself and being kind. You could stop someone from killing themselves, or you could stop them from killing others.
Exactly, you could make them feel comfortable with being able to tell you what's wrong with them, and it just makes them have somebody to go to.
Almost like an oasis or a nirvana of just good humans. It's where you get to the place where if you have been sexually harassed, you can get past it, or even just embrace it that you were a victim of something, but that has happened and you are stronger now. Guarded City would definitely be like just a good place to be, rather than being in Clone Town and not being able to leave because everything is just sad and dreary, and that's the life you're in when you are all in your head. It's, to me, Guarded City would definitely be if those who are quiet, those who have just gone away, wandered, if they actually start getting out and talking and you've become friends with them, they've come to their Garden City.
And it also, to me, kind of meant that, like, it was like a self-confidence. Like, they finally were at peace. There was nothing to be hiding, and you could just be yourself and not have to worry about anybody hurting you.
If you know someone who needs help, or you need help for being abused, please reach out. Please.
What's going on?
Ding, ding. Crazy. Ding, ding. Bam, bam. Ding, 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 oh, oh. Ding, 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 ding. Crazy.
Breakdown.
Ding, ding.
Break it. Break it.
So Mr. Crazy Frog has gotten us where we're a little bit more hyped now. wanting to get engaged more. So our program is going to be more videos, but it's also going to be some prize giveaways. Who doesn't like getting things for free? I love getting stuff. You love what? Exactly. Exactly. And we're going to educate you all in the same time. Got your attention? Raymond, know your name. So the first questions I'm going to throw out there is, let me think. What should I ask you guys? What is child abuse? Raise your hand. Okay, we're going to go with you first with the earplug thingies. Go ahead and stand up. You're going to pass? Well, wait, let me tell you. You're going to miss out on something really nice. Really nice. So you know what? We're going to let Raymond start us off. How about that? Raymond, go ahead and stand up. Go ahead and stand up. In your words, tell them what you think child abuse is.
Child abuse is when somebody abused their child.
Somebody else want to give me an answer? Yes, ma'am, right here. Come on up. What's your name? Mano? Esmano.
Okay, child abuse is abuse towards a minor or anybody that's younger than the person that's abusing them. In my. Are you looking for me for that? No, I'm not looking for your answer. No, I'm not looking. I know.
Is that a go, or do you want to phone a friend? What we doing?
I want to phone my friend Christine right there.
Come on, you be the third person.
Okay. What I think child abuse is when it can be physical, it can be mental, it can be emotional. Abuse doesn't have to be physical. Like, you don't always have to hit somebody for it to be abuse. It can be emotional abuse, it can be mental abuse. It's abuse of an adult towards a minor, like you said. And that abuse can come in 3 different types.
And that's what I was going to say. Give them a round of applause. One, for them to be able to come up here to talk in front of you guys. And then for two, to tell you what they think it means to them. So I think that is definitely applause worthy. So now, Mr. Earplugs, I'm going to show you what you missed out on. Raymond is getting video recorder with camera by Jazz. Here you go, Raymond. Hold on. Esmano is going to get extra bass headphones. And Christina is going to get powerful bass with deep bass port by JVC headphones. Thank you, thank you. See, it's not so bad to answer questions now, is it? I said, we're gonna be giving away some free things, and y'all raise your hand. You cannot be scared when it comes time to answer them. All right, now I'd like to bring to the stage your school counselor, Miss Meredith Graves.
So I'm bringing it down a notch, I'm sorry. Okay. But it was addressed in the videos a little bit, but I did want to point out to you a few other things to look out for, because your friends might be being hurt by their families or someone at home, and they might not have shared it with you. But there are some things that you might want to look for. So I want to make sure you're listening. All right. So your friends who might be getting hurt might be not communicating with you as much. They might have pulled back a little bit. So that's one thing to look for. They might have changed their behavior really drastically. They might one day be very social, and then the next day be very not social, very withdrawn. They might not be coming to school all the time. Might not have a lot of supervision at home. They might not want to go home, and they might used to have wanted to go home, but now they might want to stay back. A lot of behavior about running away, maybe they're defiant at school, having feelings of depression or anxiety, thoughts of wanting to kill themselves, just different things like that. And then another big thing to look out for, like Christine said, not all abuse is physical, but if it is, they might have injuries and their explanation might not match up with what the injury says. So they might say they fell, but it's a bigger injury than what it looks like. So those are a couple of things you might want to look out for with your friends. So, yeah. Thanks. Oh, thank you.
All right, so now we're gonna try it again. Mr. with the headphones. This time I'm going to select 4 people. But wait a minute now. Wait a minute, let me tell you first. Okay, you know what? That's okay, let's go at it blindly then. All right, go ahead, raise your hands. Oh, you want to try again? No, we're doing it blindly this time. Okay, with the red jacket, hoodie, come on down. With the sunglasses, come on down. Come on, you can come on down too. Hold on. And with the green shirt on, come on down. It's only 4, you guys. This is high school. Y'all know 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 people. You raised your hand with the green. That's you. Okay. Did I say the wrong color on the color wheel? That look green to me. Okay, so we've got 4 participants, and they're going to tell you their name. And then I'm going to ask the questions. Shh. What's your name, ma'am?
Alicia.
Alicia, right? E.
Omar Sharif.
Omar Sharif.
Robert.
Robert.
Pun.
And Pun. Okay. The police aren't here. You can give your real name. That was jokey joke. Okay, so this is what we want to know. I'm going to give you each a letter, and I need to know for you, what does it mean in reference to how it can possibly help child abuse to stop it? And I'm going to give you a second once I give it to you. Okay, I'm going to give you each a letter, right? And then that letter, just your letter, you're going to tell them, how do you think that that could possibly prevent child abuse? Okay, I'll give you the word. So then, right. So you're going to have more time. You got it? Okay, all right. So the first letter is going to be L for love. I'll give you a second. The next letter is going to be R for reason. No, not run. Huh? Yeah, like how can you use it to possibly prevent it? Okay. The next letter is C for caring. And for pun, the last letter is R for responsibility. Ooh, sorry. Yeah, that's okay. LRCR. We tracking? Everybody understand what we're doing? Okay, so we're gonna start with you.
Well, love to help prevent abuse, I would say love is like it's somewhat like caring, but love, if you show love to a person, like, it's not, doesn't have to be like in a relationship type of way. You can be just friend love. But like if you show that, and you never know if someone's going through something, if you show that, they'll be able to feel a little more better and be able to get through the day by just showing love.
Very good answer. Reason. I know that's a hard one.
Call the police and give them a reason.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, what he said was, call the police and give a reason. Okay, if you know someone is being abused, yeah, call the police. Call the police and tell them why you think it's happening. You know? You're making a step. Every 10 seconds, someone is reporting child abuse. Every 10 seconds. So, he said, reason. Give them a reason. Go ahead. Karen.
You can show your friends that you're caring about them, and you can call the police, like you said, and show your friends that you care about what they're going through.
Right. That makes sense, right? Don't you want to know? Responsibility.
Responsibility. If they abusing you, you can take responsibility about
No, don't laugh, you guys. This is serious business.
yeah, responsibility. If they abusing you, see, in my opinion, if I was being child abused, I wouldn't like it. I would just move out somewhere else. Like I wouldn't have that. I'll just move out, just live somewhere else. But then, at the end of the day, y'all both still love each other. But, yeah.
I think what he's saying is that he probably, and it's just as an example, say it's me and Pun. Me and Pun, and I'm abusing him, right? He loves me because I'm his family. I love him because he's my family, but I don't know how to deal with all the stressors and everything that I'm going through, so I'm taking it out on him. But I still love him, and he still loves me because he doesn't understand why I'm doing this. So, right, very true. Everyone doesn't have an option to move out. Very true. Right. Right.
So all their answers was correct because it was for them. What did those letters mean to them? So I think they deserve a prize. Wow. Virtual reality smartphone headset by Dream Vision. What? Yeah. I know, right? Virtual reality smartphone headset, another one. Woo! Wearable Life Cam by Vivitar. Hey, look, for some free gifts, not too shabby. You know what I'm saying? We got one more to go for Pun. Wow! Universal LED and water dancing speakerphone by Rhythm. Give them all a round of applause.
freedom. Garden City, find your freedom. At Garden City, find your freedom. Garden City, find your freedom. At Garden City, find your freedom. Garden City, find your freedom. At Garden City, find your freedom. Garden City, find your freedom. At Garden City, find your freedom. This is a story about a kid you'd like, clinging on to life with all his might. I ain't dreaming, but it's a fright, cause the kids face a terrible plight. Everyday hearts are broken when innocence becomes the shattered token. Imagine losing one sight to the end of a cigarette's light from the hands of your drug-addicted mama who refuses to treat you right. Although years of being confused, truth told you you were only being used by an uncle who also had been abused. No father to see you through, so your uncle gave you the only love he knew.
Now you're stuck with the childhood blues, just pondering on what to do. Rather go to city be will you? A righteous comprehension you'll see, because it gave new light to me.
Garden City, find your freedom. At Garden City, find your freedom. Garden City, find your freedom. At Garden City, find your freedom. Good grades you made in school despite your uncle's bedside visits, which were few. But your declining mental health was the clue. And your mama knew, but there was nothing she'd do after a few hits from Uncle Joe's rockery brew. A young boy filled with hate, trying to rid the life he constantly fakes, just missing the casket drape after taking all those pills he ate. Waking up to the doctor's grin, saying today's fate wasn't your end. 2 years had passed before you realized that you were being raped again and again. You're 21 now and still you gave in. Don't know how much longer he can pretend, coping with this twisted maze he's in. Always trying to blend in with the happy faces that seem to be going places. How can a child survive with a life filled with connive? Another life with no future in sight. Tainted souls given to the pedophile's delight. Kids in London, Paris, Brazil, and Mexico too. But in Morocco and Kenya, the Africans rule. Can the battered youth depend on you?
Now you're stuck with the childhood blues, just pondering on what to do. Rather go to city be will you? A righteous comprehension you'll see, because it gave new light to me.
A year ago when his mama died, all the things she tried to hide came alive at a place where an adjudicator presides. But his uncle asked for a plea, and wouldn't you know it, that unbelievable judge set him free. For sure now you'd have to flee, knowing that your uncle would never let you be. Stuck with the childhood blues, not knowing that Garden City saved the abused. Understanding this predicament to be your underlying bewilderment. You're at home barricaded and alone, sitting on the bed in dread of all the things going through your head. Could the judge be right? Your accusations were filled with hype. Left with nothing else to lose. The only thing to choose was an old pistol that his mama used. But the bright light on the bedroom wall surely saved him from the fall, as he hesitates to pull the trigger of the gun that begins to levitate. Stuck with the childhood blues, not knowing Garden City saved the abused. Ending it all would seem to be right. The horror of living with sleepless nights created the meaningless life
But then there was my good friend Ben. Boy, what a happy family he was in. Only made me wish for a different king. Another winter sets in, and that's when the mess begins.
Like you're stuck with the childhood blues, just pondering what to do. Rather go to city be will you? A righteous comprehension you'll see, because it gave new light to me.
It's hard to describe the monster that lives inside. A lifeless kid grown into a young man without any pride. Kids in London, Paris, Brazil, and Mexico too. In Morocco and Kenya, the Africans woo. Can the battered youth depend on you? No sense in holding it in. This is the beginning of the end.
For those of you who know, and for those of you who may not be aware of, April 30th of each year marks the end of Child Abuse Awareness Month. But I'm here to say that child abuse awareness should be every day, of every month, of every year. I'm R.C. Tabb, author of Garden City. A different story about child abuse. I wrote this epic fiction because I was inspired by the kids that I worked with in the city of Atlanta during the years of the child murders. And even though those days are long gone and behind us, child abuse is still a big problem. And not just here in the U.S., but throughout the whole world. From kidnappings and suicides, murders and molestations, being bullied at school and beat at home, to gang violence and school shootings. An abused kid almost always has a horror story to tell. The same horror that many of us would rather not hear or think about. But with the novel Garden City, we can all be inspired to change the horror story in the life of a kid who's been abused to a kid in a life with a happy ending. Just by reading about the one girl who defied all the odds of child abuse, changed the ideas of entire communities, and led a multitude of abused kids to the magical freedom of Garden City. Doon 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 doon. Now go find the freedom.
I'd like to now introduce the host of the Garden City Project and the author of the novel Garden City. Please help me welcome Mr. Reggie C. Tabb.
What's up, Stratford High School? Y'all all right? Good to see you. Glad y'all invited us into your house. You know what? All of you are the primary organ, front line of the faith and child abuse prevention. And let me tell you why. First of all, by the show of hands, how many of you here know who Adam Lanza is? Or was? Adam Lanza. One. Well, for those of you who don't know, Adam Lanza was a 20-year-old young man, not that much older than most of you sitting here today. But on December the 14th of 2012, Adam committed one of the most hideous murders ever committed on the soil of the United States of America. On that day, Adam murdered 27 people, and then he killed himself. The first person he shot was his own mama. And let me tell you something. You got to be having a bad day to pull a gun on your mother while she's asleep and pull the trigger. After he killed his mother, he went to Sandy Hook Elementary School. This is serious. Every bit of it is serious. He killed 20 first graders from 6 to 7 years old. They don't have no life now. And if that wasn't enough, he sought out 6 other teachers and staff and shot them in cold blood. Then he turned the gun on himself and pulled the trigger. That was the end result of December 14th in Newtown, Connecticut. 28 dead people. And a question, why? Was it because his mother and father divorced? And Adam loved his father so much and he blamed his mother for the breakup of the family, so he decided to kill her? Or was it because Adam was jealous of the first graders? His mother volunteered to teach at the school, the same school Adam went to. But he felt that his mother loved those first graders more than she loved him. Or it could have been the one and only friend he had in this world decided, I don't want to be a friend no more. Or when he was in high school, he got teased because he had a mental disorder. Some people say it was autism. But he was smart. He was always alone. And most of his schoolmates were contested that. They said, hey, man, I looked at the papers the teacher gave him. Man, that dude got hot marks. Let's see a picture of Adam. Let's see a picture of Adam. That's Adam. Looks like a monster, don't it? Not trying to be funny. Ho. You see, Adam is not the monster. The monster is inside of Adam. Y'all remember that crazy frog video you saw? It was kind of confusing. What's that all about? But if you look back at that frog's face when he's looking, if you look at that frog's face when he's looking back at that monster trying to get him, that's Adam's fear. Because Adam is trying to get away from the monster inside of him. And those tearless eyes, he's crying out for help. So when you see that face, don't tease it and don't be afraid. If it's 3 of y'all in the hallway and you see that face, go up to it. Grab him by the arm. Hey, come with us. We're going to the Porter Street coffee shop. We get some espresso and milkshakes. I'm buying. And the other one, go on the other side. Grab him too. Come on, Adam. You're going with us. And here's Adam in the middle. But what about my glasses? What about my glasses? Oh, shut up. Come on, let's go. What's going to happen? You going to get suspended? Probably. Yeah. So, but use your discretion, okay? And if you're by yourself and you walk up on this guy, you see his face like that, just say, hey man, look, I know you're smart, I know you're Miss Perkins' 3rd period math class. I need some help, man. Can you help me? Can you meet me in the library or somebody? Here's Adam. Somebody needs me. Now I'm worth something. You understand? You don't know what kind word you might say or gesture. That could be the moment. Something small as that. When somebody will change their mind about killing people. You got power. It's inside you. Bring it out and use it. But all we got left from December 14th of 2012 is a mother who's brutally murdered in her sleep. 20 first graders who were massacred. 6 teachers and staff who were shot down in cold blood. And Adam, who killed himself. This is serious, y'all. 28 dead bodies. One on a bed in a house, and the other 27 laying in puddles of blood on the floor of an elementary school. Well, anyway, I know y'all probably wondering, what's this Garden City stuff? Well, that we'll find out in a minute. But first, I want to do some math. What's your name? Omar Sharif? You sound like you're a movie star. So stand up for a second. Come here. How many of these people in this audience do you know that are mathematicians? Or is it you? Are you the mathematician? Who's the mathematician? Somebody's good at math. I need a volunteer. You winning too many prizes, man. Put your hand down. Who was right there? With the glasses? Come on up here. Come on. Not him? He's messing me up, man. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Hey, yeah. Come on back up here, man. Come on back up here. We're going to do it twice. You can't? Come here. Your name?
Alex.
Demirius. Well, Alex, Demirius, and I are going to do some math. Okay? Let me get a picture. Wow. Isn't she beautiful? You just messed up my chain of thought. Isn't she lovely? So warm and beautiful. Isn't she lovely? Yeah. No. She's beat up. That's what she is. And the problem is that this is what some people think they can do to kids. And you know the sad thing about it? There's a 30 to 40% chance that that kid's going to grow up beating kids too. It's a problem. But anyway, gentlemen, statistically, every 10 seconds, this right here is happening to a kid who lives in the United States of America. Your house, your home, your country. So let me ask you this. I forget quickly. What's Alex? Alex. How many 10 seconds are there in a minute? 6. 6 10 seconds to a minute. So that means every minute in the United States of America, this right here is happening to a kid who lives in your house, your home, your country. And since we're counting, we've been here about an hour, I'd say. Right? Yeah. So, what's your name? Demirius. If 6 kids are abused every minute, then how many minutes are there in an hour? 60. 60 minutes to an hour. So that means that every hour in the United States of America, this is happening to 360 kids who live in your house, your home, your country. Is that too many kids or what? Answer me. Can't hear you. Is that too many kids? Yes. You think we should stop? Yes. No, let's go some more. Let's go some more since we talk. So, how many hours, Alex, how many hours are there? How many hours are there in a day? 24. He's sharp. 24 hours in a day. So if 360 kids an hour are abused, then how many kids are abused every day? Pull out your phone. Pull out your phone. Add it up. What do you say? Listen to this.
8,640.
8,640 times a day. One day. This is happening to children in the United States of America. This is your house, your home, your country. Okay, let me ask you. There's 24 hours to a day. So how many days are there in a week? Okay, all right. 70? 7, okay. I don't know what planet he's from, but. Okay, he said 7 days in a week. All right, so, all right, maybe. All right. So, if 8,640 kids are abused every day and there are 7 days in a week, then how many kids are abused every week? The mathematicians is in the audience. Who said that?
60,480. 60,480.
60,480 times a week. This right here is happening to someone in the some kids in the United States of America. Your house, your home, your future. Y'all, that's enough. That is enough. Do you think that we need to put an end to this child abuse? Are you ready to put an end to child abuse? Well, guess what? We can't. We cannot stop it. Heck, we've been in here an hour. We already decided that 360 kids have been abused already. So how are we going to stop it? Look at your faces. Y'all disappointed. You know why you're disappointed? Because you decided to take responsibility for those kids. You know why you want to take responsibility? Because you begin to care about what's happening in your house, in your home, in your country. And there's a reason for you caring. Anybody know what that reason is? Y'all been paying attention to the letters? It's what?
Love.
Because of the love in your heart. Welcome to the condition, y'all. Welcome to Garden City. And don't worry, because there's another statistic. The one that says 30 to 40% of abuse victims become abusers. Well, we're going to take that 30 to 40%, and this is where we're going to implement our Garden City. And we're going to change it to a 30 to 40% opportunity to save somebody's life. Y'all with that? I can't hear you. Y'all with that? All right. Now listen, everybody's journey to this place, God said, thank you. Y'all can have a seat. Everybody's journey to this place, Garden City, is not the same. Those of you who got it right now, you got it right now. But if you don't mind, let me tell you how I made it. When I was in college, during the summer months, I worked as a lifeguard for the city of Atlanta. And this was during a time that they were finding the bodies of dead kids all over the city. I mean, the town was crazy. Everybody was going berserk, trying to figure out who's doing this. But let me tell you, you know how something is taking place and you don't really give it much thought because it's not affecting you directly? Well, let me give you a perfect example. Say, for instance, it's summertime right here in Nashville. And you're at home in the living room, you got your big gulp Slurpee from Mapco, 99 cents. You're watching your mother's 52-inch screen TV, watching your favorite movie. sipping on that syrup. All of a sudden, a news flash comes across the screen. The big tornado in Murfreesboro. They show you pictures. The shingles is coming all off the houses. Trees coming out of the ground, going back and forth. Cars flipping. People screaming, ah! I hear you on that slurpee. Man, tornado in Murfreesboro. You didn't pay any attention. All of a sudden, another screen comes up. And the reporter says, watch out, Nashville's coming down 24 real fast. It's going to hit you in 10 minutes. Boop. Slurpee gone. And you are too. So that's what happened to me. I was in Atlanta. I was going to work. When I got there, my supervisor said, man, what are you doing here today? I said, I come to work. What are you talking about? He said, hey, man, you've been transferred across town. You got to go to the east side. So I get in my car and I drive over to the east side. And I wish I would have called in sick. I wish I would have called my supervisor and said, man, I can't find this place. Y'all need to be quiet and pay attention. That's the problem. We don't take nothing serious. I told you, your home, your country, take ownership of something. You got a great place here. You don't need to have no regrets when you leave here. And I don't mean to be like that. I just want you to know this is a serious matter. And I want to have your attention because I know y'all got what it takes to make a difference. All of you in here are great people, man. We all are great. We can't be anything less than that because we've been created by the greatest. And if you don't think that, then think about what you're thinking about. Well, anyway, when I got to work, I saw people laying on the ground, rolling over, crying. Lord have mercy, Jesus! I was like, wow, what's going on here? I saw one of my coworkers, I said, man, what's happening? He said, man, you ain't heard? I said, heard what? He said, man, they found little so-and-so's body in the woods, man, they dead. I said, man, I'll tell y'all, that's when it hit me. And it hit me hard. I told myself right then and there, I'm gonna do something about this right now. As soon as I said that, I heard this weird knocking in my ear. What was that? And then it got violent. Hey, what you want? And then this little squeaky voice said, you want me to tell you where you can take those children and they'll be safe? And I said, what? Do you want me to tell you where you can take those little kids and they'll be safe? I said, oh yeah. Well, who are you? My name is Fatima. Fatima? Fatima who? Fatima Anderson. Do you want me to tell you about this place or what? I said, yeah, sure, because it was for the kids. And then she said, well, if I tell you, you got to make me a promise. And now I'm skeptical. First, I had this knocking. Then this little squeaky voice told me to make her a promise. But I did because it was for the kids. So she started telling me the story. She told me first that you got to write a book and write a story and send it to all the kids in the world. I said, look here, Fatima, first of all, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not all over the world. And secondly, I'm not a writer. I can't write no book. But you will be when I get finished talking to you. That's what she told. So I'm writing. And she tells me stories about her mother who had cancer and she died when Fatima was a baby. But her mother had a childhood friend who had committed suicide because she was sexually molested by her stepfather who was also an abuse victim. Y'all see how this thing snowballs out of control? But in the dreams, Fatima's mother convinced her to take on this task of rescuing these children who were caught in this place, or these abused kids who were trapped in this place called Clone Town. And y'all know what cloning is, right? Cloning is when, in this particular instance, where you're taking abused kids and you're making abusers out of them. But her mission is to take them from this clone town to this magical safe haven called Garden City. But in order for her to get there, she has to discover the secret letters, or the clandestine letters, which are LRCNR. And they stand for love, reason, caring, and responsibility. In order to help her define these meanings, she has to locate or solicit the help of the shoemaker. And he's the wise and knowledgeable guru of the path. But here's where I stopped writing again. And I said, look here, Fatima, I know this is a fiction story. This is not a fiction story. These are real dreams that I have of my mother. That's what she told me. I said, yeah, okay. But when I'm thinking about a guru, I'm thinking about a guy, Gulam Par or Gandhi or some guy like that, you know. That's what I think about when I think about a guru. She said, you just keep writing. So I'm writing. And every 10 paragraph, this guy's name is popping up. Shoemaker, shoemaker, shoemaker. And I'm really having a problem with this now. So anyway, she was told in the story that, hey, this guy's gonna be hard to find. But she found him. And you know, the first thing out of her mouth when she found this guy was, why they call you the shoemaker? And I heard that, I zoomed right in. And I told her to ask. Ask why they call you that. Ask why I call them that. But before she did, she went into this mimicking thing she does all the time. And she says to herself, you know, shoemaker, shoemaker, shoemaker. What is it that they do? Then she said, oh, I got it. They repair old souls. They make old souls new again. But unlike the tradition, she said, my shoemaker repairs the soul of people. Thank y'all. That's all I got. And remember, embrace the face.
Every 10 seconds a kid is abused, and by the end of a year in America, over 3 million cases of child abuse will be reported. Last year alone, more than 800,000 cases of child abuse were verified, yet another 600,000 cases went unreported. Statistically, 30 to 40% of abused victims grow up and become abusers too, which translates to the minimal potential of 240,000 child abusers being bred into our country each year as well. An alarming fact about child abuse is that 20 to 38% of the entire world's population has been abused. These are the victims who survive within our inner circles, walk in the halls of our schools and universities, eating in the same restaurants, and shopping at the malls we all go to. But you never know that they were abused, except for an occurrence of a suicide or one of them being the attacker in a senseless shooting. Early intervention in the life of an abused child is crucial, and to combat the repetitive cycle, the idea of young people supporting the abused peers presents the opportunity to save a life. Incorporating music, reading, and the visual arts, the Garden City Project, CAP, Child Abuse Prevention, was created to educate, motivate, and encourage young people to become actively involved in child abuse prevention. Protecting our children is securing the future. So what's important is what we do before the hour of the future arrives.
Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it.
Put a cap on it? What's that supposed to mean?
You know, CAP, like child abuse prevention, man.
Oh, yeah. Put a cap on it.
Put a cap on it, homie.
The pedophile is asking for a plea, but they won't let the children be, because time and time again we see children being abused without mercy. Love for an uncle was taken on a flight from inappropriate approaches that happened overnight. Now the trust that you had is turned into your strife. Thoughts of suicide have become a way of life. Kid growing up, abuse is denied a dream. Losing time at the doctor, this life's been mean. Why would you rape a little girl when you know she's clean? A pedophile's life don't really mean a thing. Web searching victims for their vicious crime. I vow to protect the children like their life is mine. How do we stop this mess?
How do we stop this mess?
Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it. Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it. Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it. Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap. When you're hungry for a love that's gratifying, mental health can be the reason of the blinded. Adam Lanza and the shooter at Columbine. Take a look into their eyes and you'll see they crying. We can't afford to turn away and be denying the students and the teachers who are dying. Parents give their kids the tools and tell them to follow the rules, thinking things are cool, but now they're confused. News flash, bang bang, some fools are shot at the school. They called it the clinically insane, cause they done lost their brain. But child abuse is a mental drain. Criminology, psychology, cultural anthropology, it's mixed upology. Ask Christian Wayne, always with his gang, messing up things. He's the kind of dude that's kinda twisted in the brain. Ain't really a bother, just don't have a father. Heart's on fire, his love's the desire. How do we stop this mess? How do we stop this mess? Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it. Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it. Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it. Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap. Suicide became his golden rule after Mike gets bullied at school. That ain't cool. Mother found her kid was gone. Now she sits at home by the telephone. Can't believe it's true, but what else could a parent do? Police cars moving to and fro. News broadcasts don't know where to find little so-and-so. And never alerts there is no flaw. We just need to stipple out the legislation seesaw. Garden City is a place to be, where you and your kids can live carefree. A righteous comprehension that you can see. The whole world is this reality. Not in a person, not on the suit. Rescue Canada, kids are beneath you, we count on you. The heroes of today were yesterday's misunderstood. You had the strength and the will to do the right thing. I'm gonna stand up, it's time to man up. Now which of you will be beside me? How do we stop this mess? How do we stop this mess? Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it. Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it. Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap on it. Put a cap on it, homie, put a cap.
Please support the efforts of child abuse prevention.